When words fall short, when hope feels thin, listen close, let music begin.
Hi, everybody. We have a special guest today, Wendy Shulman, and she is all about shift your thoughts and shift your life. Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Hi, Cindy. Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited to be on your podcast.
So you have a business in New York, don't you? What is it that you
Yes, I have a holistic wellness center with 2 salt caves. So the salt, people always ask me, what's the salt good for? The salt is a toothbrush for your lungs. And
Okay.
then you can see behind me, we did a live crystal sale last night. So we have crystals, we have about 42 different modalities, and we really want to meet people where they are physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and
Oh, that's
create
great.
programs for them. Yeah.
What a wonderful mission to have a place for people to go, because so many people are looking for this type of thing right now. They just are searching, they're wandering in the dark, and this is
Yeah.
beautiful. So what is it exactly you speak on?
So I speak on how to shift your thoughts, teaching you simple tools to change your energy and discover the gateway to your happiness.
The Gateway to Happiness. That sounds like a book you should write.
One day, love, it's on the list. It's on the list.
Yeah, the Gateway to Happiness. What a beautiful quote that is. I love that. The
Thank you.
Gateway to Happiness. I
Mhm.
love that. So you have a story. You're from South Africa.
I was born in South Africa. My dad was a good old-fashioned doctor. He would deliver the babies, he would look after the kids, the parents, the grandparents, he'd make house calls. I didn't know anything about holistic healing. If we got sick, we popped a pill or got a shot. And then 30 years ago, or actually 33 years ago, I got into a car accident and I hurt my neck. I was living in California, and it was a catalyst to my destiny and to my life purpose.
Okay. I love that word. Okay. Gateway to happiness and life purpose. You're speaking my language. I love it. Why do you think the world needs to hear your message right now, Wendy?
I think that we're at a very pivotal time in the world. There's so much fear and so many crazy things going on, and we all feel like our lives are out of control because every day is breaking news, and every day is and there's war, and we're not separate from the world. Whatever's going on in the world outside is going on in our lives too. What the good news is, and what I can teach people, is how to use simple tools, like take them back to the basics of gratitude, forgiveness, a simple daily consistent exercises, small little tweaks that can really have a huge impact on their lives on a daily basis and on the future. So we
Oh,
have much more control than we think we do.
I love that because we have total control on how we perceive things
Hmm.
and the choices we make.
Yeah,
Yes. And so many people right now are stuck in what I call programming.
yeah,
So I always tell people you need to examine why you believe what you believe. Where is the source of that information? Because the best source of information is when you learn how to listen to your heart. Because that's
exactly.
that's where God speaks to us, is through our heart and that connection that we
Exactly.
have. Yes. And so I love that you're doing this and that you're giving people a place to go, especially in New York City.
That's true. And energy is everything. You made of energy, I'm made of energy, the chair we're sitting on, this computer that we're using, and we have control of what energy we want to put into our lives and the thoughts we want to put into our lives. Everything's a tapestry. What we see, taste, feel, touch, hear, the people we choose to allow into our lives, what
Yeah.
we watch. Do you watch news? Do you watch inspiring programs? Do you
Yeah.
watch great podcasts?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we really do have a lot of control. I think some people have forgotten that because things feel a little scary. A lot of people have anxiety, but when they are reminded of what's available and how much control we have, they're really able to change their lives.
You know, you just reminded me of a conversation I had with my son, because you are expressing the unified field that we all vibrate in. And
Exactly.
he used to be quite the golfer. He was Middle Tennessee Golfer of the Year in high school, and he would have these tournaments. But when he would go to practice, it came from somewhere. I would say, "Ah, little grasshopper, remember you are the ball, you are the club, you are the hole.
Yeah.
Allow the ball to go into the hole." And he would say, "Okay, mom." And then one day he was, I don't know how old he was, 13, 14. He said, "Mom, what does that mean?" And I
Wow.
had never really thought about what it meant, but in that instant, I knew exactly. I said, "Jordan, what happens when you blow everything up a million times? What do you see?" He said, "Empty space." And I said, "Ah, little grasshopper, that is where you are one with the club, and one with the ball, and one with the hole."
I got goosebumps.
I didn't even know. That's what I'm talking about, is when you learn how to connect with that quantum field, with infinite intelligence, and pay attention to when things come through you that you didn't even think of, you didn't even know you knew. We've all had those experiences, but when you identify them as something from source energy, God, then it gets a lot of fun because you can have those conversations anytime you want to.
Yeah, and you see how limitless we are and how many possibilities there are. You're only limited by yourself, by the thoughts in your head. So
Yeah.
I love what you're saying because I think it was a good message to your son,
Oh,
and he understood it, I think.
he totally got it. He goes, "Oh," and then he popped off and went and practiced.
So good. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. And I did a lot of things to help him with his golf game, but we can do that on another thing. One was to play music with that. Well, I'll just tell you, I recorded affirmations, and with his voice, affirmations, and then shrunk it way low, and then played pretty music to help him sleep. So all night long on loop, he would hear the affirmations, but well, that was in his subconscious. His conscious mind was just listening to music. And he would tell me, so because he would get nervous before a tournament, and I would say, "Jordan, uh, just listen to music." And so I asked him one day, I said, "So what happens to you when you listen to this?" He says, I have to sleep. I can't stay awake when I hear this music and those affirmations." So there's, like you said, there's different tools that we can use. Mine is music. Yours are salt cakes, crystals, and just holistic conversation, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, and it goes back to what you said about programming. Like what you're saying, that's real programming in your subconscious mind. And I am certain that that's changed his game and it changed his life.
Yes, it can change anybody's.
Mhm.
And because we can program ourselves.
Exactly.
Yes, because so many people these days get upset. The media, oh my Lord, everything that's going on. These people hate these people hate these people, and you just think the world is full of hate. No, the world is really made of love.
Mhm.
And people form their opinions and their from that programming. And that's just one source of programming. There's all kinds of sources of programming. So
Exactly.
anyway, I love what you're doing. Tell me a story about somebody that touched your heart, somebody that you helped with what you do.
So I love the stories. It's full of hope. So what happened was during COVID, I was contacted by one of the hospital chains in my area. It happened to be the largest COVID floor at their hospital in the whole US. And they asked me if I could build a lounge or if I could do something, a room for the doctors and nurses and support staff, somewhere they could go because it was such an insane time for them. It was like a war zone. So they told me about this group of nurses and a team that they have called the Team Lavender, which I know you've heard the term code blue or code red in a
Oh yeah.
hospital when
Oh yeah.
somebody dies or something happens. So code lavender is one of their own has a traumatic experience, dies or something happens, and the Team Lavender is activated when they say code lavender. That includes a clergy and a Reiki master and a social worker and other modalities, and they come and debrief and support the people involved. So they said, we want to create a room, the Lavender Lounge. So I ran up there during COVID, and I was a little bit scared because it was when everybody was going to the hospital to die. Nobody was coming out of the hospital. And I quickly grabbed some salt lamps and some diffusers, and I ran up there and I said a quick prayer to my dad, who passed 20 years ago because he never took care of himself. And I said, Dad, you got to protect me. If I'm going up there and you want me to do this, please protect me. So I ran up there. I walked into this room. It was very stark, but white walls, very hospital room. And I said, no, we're going to change this. And so I took into account sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, which is very important. I built a salt lounge for them. And then George to the Rescue on NBC, they heard about it, and so they got involved, and then it was on George to the Rescue. It was an amazing experience. But here's, to answer your question, what happened was the security guards that work at most hospitals are ex-cops, and a lot of them have PTSD because they deal with such traumatic circumstances and experiences. And I came to the Lavender Lounge one day, and there was one of the security guards there, and he came up to me, and he is big burly guy, looks like he was almost crying, and he said, I just want to thank you because he said, I have PTSD and I have a lot of anxiety, and as soon as I feel like it's an anxiety attack's coming on, I go and I lean against the salt wall, and it becomes an anchor for me. And that moment, everything was worth it.
Everything. It all came together right there. That was your affirmation that you were on course, on purpose.
I know we're limited by time, but I have another story to tell you.
Tell me the story.
Okay, so I told you my dad he was a doctor and he never took care of himself. He took care of everyone else. He smoked 3 packets of Lucky Strike unfiltered a day, and he died at 62, which is many years ago, 24 years ago. And I always was motivated to open up this wellness center. And one of my goals was to heal the healers. And so after I built the lounge, I got contacted by the hospital, and they said, can you please send gift certificates to some of the support staff and for Christmas? I said, of course. So I sent a whole lot of gift certificates, and I got back a photo of them holding the gift certificates, and they said, thank you from For Monty. So I said, what's For Monty? Did you mean Full Monty? What's For Monty? And they said, no, that's the name of the COVID floor at Northwell where I built the lounge. And I went, oh my God, my dad's name was Monty.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Can you believe that?
You know, God, well, Einstein said that a coincidence is God being anonymous.
Oh, I love that.
I live by that.
Yeah.
In fact, that's in my signature in my emails.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no coincidences. And we're surrounded all the time with our spirits and our angels and all that stuff. We're never, ever alone.
It's true.
We are not. And I love what you're doing. So I can't wait to hear you speak sometime.
Oh, thank you, love.
Yes, we'll
I'm
have
about to
to.
launch my digital course, so I'll let you know when that happens. It's gonna
Okay.
be on School, which is a platform for digital courses.
Okay, great. You know, you just gave me an idea. We should do some kind of a event where we bring in all women speakers to come in and we all support each other and highlight each other. That would
Sign me up.
that would be great. Yeah, so we can
I'm
all
in.
keep in touch with each other, but also share that with anybody who watches the videos. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that would be good. Well, thank you so much. Is there a song that just lights you up?
Yes. Well, I know when you originally asked me this, I want to go to It's Raining Men just because I like men and it feels like I want my life to be like that, but I'm much less exciting than that. My song is Don't You Worry, Child by Swedish House Mafia. And it says heaven has a plan for you, which I completely believe. I have a tattoo that says divine timing.
Divine.
And like you, I really believe in divine orchestration and that heaven has a plan for us. So I would say that's my song.
That's your song. Well, thank you so much, Wendy, for your spirit, for your knowledge, for what you do. This
Oh,
is
thank
great.
you.
This is great. And by the way, would you do consulting for anybody who would like to put together a SALT
So I have,
network thing?
thank you for asking that question.
Yeah.
I opened one in California for my brother. It's literally cookie cutter. I've been open here for 8 years. I had a car accident 30 years ago. I had a vision of this place. So it was
Okay.
blood, sweat, and tears, lots of tears. But I have really learned so much about form and function and what works and what doesn't in opening up a healing center, a wellness center. So that's my sweet spot. So yes, and I do consult with people. I recently consulted with a woman who opened up. It's like a spa for children. So it's like yoga and sound healing and crystals. And she's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's called Kids Place. And it was a
Oh,
wonderful experience. And I consulted with her weekly, helped her bring in the crystals, helped her design the space. That was so much fun. So yes, the answer is yes.
okay, great. Well, I'm going to make sure that we put your contact information up for that.
Thank you,
Oh,
Cindy. Thank you so much.
okay. Well, thank you, and I hope to see you again.
I hope so too. Lots of blessings and thank you for your time.
Thank you.